Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to today's reading. Let's jump right into it. Shout out to Christy. It was nice to hear from you today. I'm glad we're back. And Six of Cups. Six of Cups, nostalgia. Reunion friendship. That's for you, Christy. Us and our dogs, huh? Look at that. That dog looks like Dakota when she was a puppy. Dakota puppies, you're in my reading. A little boy all the way up to a man, and he's remembering when they were both younger, when they were both a little more carefree and probably a lot more trusting and a lot less skeptical of things and not tainted by the world and disappointments and broken people. And I like that energy for us today. Just getting back to soul. Getting back to what, and a Three of Wands. So I see wands as creation. Normally threes in tarot, in the traditional tarot deck, have more than one person involved. But this particular deck only has one person, but she does have two flames next to her. So I feel like the friendship and the celebration of support that we are experiencing is more of a spiritual one, not so much people, but our spirit guides. I think this is telling us our spirit guides and angels are all around us, and to just be aware of that and grateful, and do what makes you happy. She's not working, obviously. She's got a surfboard and walking towards her joy, walking towards what makes her happy. She's got some symbols on her legs. I'm not sure what those are or why I'm so worried about it, but I do see it. There's a mermaid scale on her leg. So I've been getting a lot of messages about the seventh dimension, which is where mermaids and genies live. Mermaids and genies are a thing, just so you know. They don't get a lot of credit in the spirit world. We always talk about angels and archangels and spirit guides and so forth, but there's fairies and dragons and mermaids and genies, and a lot of times we forget that seventh dimension exists. So I have a particular fondness or connection, whatever you want to call it, to that dimension. And I, in fact, will share with you that I actually physically saw two of my genies last night. It was I was journaling, and I have a candle that I've been burning for 3 days now. Nothing crazy, just set an intention candle, and it was nearly out. And the flame out of nowhere got super bright and got my attention. And I looked over there in the corner, and I literally saw them. There was one that split into two, and I blinked. I was not meditating. I wasn't necessarily in a trance or anything like that. And there they were. They became three-dimensional to me and came closer to me, and it was pretty awesome. From there, we get the Knight of Pentacles. The Knights are representative of people at this point. We get to the court cards in tarot, it does represent people, and I see the Knight as like a teenager. So normally in tarot it means somebody reliable, patient, and hardworking, right? But I see this as travel and not worrying about the money, okay? And I always see this in this particular deck that way, because his money's down here, and there's a lot of it, right? And it only appears as if there's a little bit up here, but he's got the biggest one on his back, and he's not even looking at it. He's not looking to the left in the future where it is, and he's not looking behind him where it was. He knows he carries it within him. And I think that's what this card is telling us. Everything that we need is within us. There's nothing that we need from the outside world to make our dreams come true. And the horse, I never actually look at the horse in the Knights, but for some reason today I'm kind of drawn to do that. I don't know, I know it's a significant meaning in the equestrian world, with the one hoof up. I don't know if that's a sign of respect from the horse. I feel like it is. I could be wrong, and if I am, I apologize, but that's what I'm seeing. Like, he respects the fact that confidence, he admires that confidence, and he's trusting and loyal, and will move forward with this knight with complete faith. So people are starting to recognize that you are that knight, that you are confident that the things and belief systems that you're changing, the limiting beliefs and the new you, if you will, is actually not a deficiency, but more of a strength. And it's starting to be recognized by people outside of you. And that's a level of affirmation and validation that we shouldn't need, but our souls know that we are human, and we need that once in a while. So the universe provides. Then we've got the Five of Cups. Traditionally, this means looking at what was lost. In the Rider-Waite deck, it's the character's looking at the 3 empty cups instead of the 2 full cups behind him. But in this deck, she's actually looking at one of the 2 cups that's full and spilling them. And 5s are about change, and cups are about emotion, right? So I feel like she's just letting emotion out. She's just giving it a go and watching what can happen as a result of it. It can mean feelings of loss, feeling abandoned or unloved, but sometimes I think we need to feel that in order to remind us that we need to love ourselves and that we have everything we need within us, right? If this is about love and not resources, the resource of love is within us. We carry it in our back, we carry it in our hearts. We don't need it from anyone else. And when we have filled our cup up, it can spill over, and we can give love to others. And we can't really give what we don't have, so we can't draw from an empty cup. So I think that's more about the self-love and reminding us that we need to pay attention to it. And then we get the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups she's nurturing, healing, supportive. She helps when you need it, but she knows when to help and when not to help, right? She knows that complete balance, right? She's not completely underwater in her emotions, and she's not completely up in her spirituality. She is just completely balanced. I mean, everything in this card is symmetric and yet magical at the same time. And that cup, you can't tell if it's empty or full. And she doesn't need to look at it because she knows it comes from within her. And that's where we're headed to. From there, we've got the Knight of Cups. We literally got a divine couple, you guys. Divine, masculine and feminine energy. They came out back to back. Queen first, then the Knight. Then the King. Oh, the Knight. I'm sorry, I thought it was a king. It's literally a Knight. That's funny. Goes to show you. Again, Knights are teenagers. They're people in the courtyards. So the Queen, I feel like she's nurturing this Knight. She's letting the dogs bark and explore their throat chakras. Sorry about that, guys. Stella, behave. Behave, honey. She's fine. So our Knights are teenagers, right? They're Prince Charming. I mean, that's what comes to mind with this guy, right? He's romantic. He's sitting back, but he's got his romance there waiting for him. He's got there's a love letter down there, if you see it. And again, with the horse with the one hoof up, I'm going to have to look up what that means. That's twice now that we've gotten it in the deck, and I don't know what it means. Again, I feel like, I don't know if it's respect or admiration or just an acknowledgement of some sort, but either way, a lot of love. We got 5, Knight, and then Queen. A lot of love happening. And our outcome card, I guess, if you will, the last card I'm going to pull for this is Judgment. People don't really like to get the Judgment card, but I feel like it's awesome. I feel like it's the clarity that you're looking for. that final decision that you make. You're starting to see your purpose. You know, she's dreaming, obviously, of being a ballerina. And from the looks of her outfit, she is going to do it. Like, what we see in our mind's eye is what we're going to get in our outer world. So be mindful of your mind's eye. Be careful of your thoughts. Be careful what you're dreaming of. You know, if you feel like stuck in a rut of whatever, right? Maybe there's not enough money to pay the bills. Maybe you and your husband are having a fight. Maybe, I don't know, there's some sort of turmoil that you've been focusing on, and that will continue to manifest as long as you focus on it. What judgment reminds us to do is to flip that, transmute it, change it. You know, when you feel like you don't have enough money and you can't pay the bills and you're feeling bad about it, then be grateful that you have any at all. Be grateful that you have a roof over your head. Be grateful that, you know, find some reason to be grateful, because gratitude is the ultimate manifestation emotion. Gratitude and love. When we stay in a state of resentment and jealousy and unforgiveness and vengefulness, we simply manifest more of that, right? All of our experiences are a result of our thoughts. We literally create them, and where you are right now is a result of what you thought yesterday, last week, last month, last year. You know, maybe you asked for something that was difficult. In my case, I feel like lately I had asked for my purpose to reveal itself. I had asked to be a healer. I had asked to be a teacher. What I didn't bank on was the path, right? So I didn't realize that in order to get there, I would need to go through some of my own healing. You know, in the world today, people don't take advice, they follow behavior. They'll tell you as parents, right? Your kids won't do what you say, they'll do what you do. You remember that old saying, do as I say, not as I do? We need to remember that, because that's what the world gives back. That's what our children do. That's what we teach others. And if I want to teach and heal other people, I need to learn to teach and heal myself first. And the only way to really truly accomplish that teaching and healing is to lead by example. And I think that's what we're being told here with these cards. You know, remember what got you here. Remember that at one time you had this utopian fairy tale, and I don't want to use the word fairy tale, and I'll tell you why after, but idea of what the future could be, right? We saw that future as judgment. We didn't bank on having to go through all the steps to get there, right? We didn't bank on having to isolate, go within, and trust our guides. We didn't bank on being shown and taught by the universe that our resources exist within us. We wouldn't know that they exist within us if we had them all around us. It's only in the absence of them that we dig down deep and realize it's within us. Like that old saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder. So if you take that and apply it to resources in that Knight of Pentacles card, I think you'll see what I mean. And I didn't bank on going through sorrow, sadness, and regret. And I had to go through that to get back to the romantic idea and remember that romantic idea of what spirituality meant to me, what my path was, what my guides had told me, what my genies had told me. And when I realized that, I can get back to being that Queen Cups. I can get back to being that nurturing, loving self with my implied crown and my intuition and my perfect balance. And then with judgment, I can see things clearly again. I feel like this is the path that those of us in the collective that have been going through, I guess we'll call it a dark night of the soul. I don't feel like it was that, but a test, something. It was negative, and well, not negative, because everything is for our highest good, and we know that. But it was a valley, and not a peak, right? Everything is peaks and valleys. Everything that we go through has ebbs and flows, and we were just on the opposite side of where we were, and we've come full circle, come back around. We have a new level. We have a new appreciation for our spirituality. We have a new gratitude for being back. And I think it's awesome. I think it's really, really beautiful. If you happen to be in that collective where we've been going through some shit for a while, it's so nice to be back, isn't it? So let's look at, I want to look at the bottom of the deck and see what we don't see coming. Four of Pentacles, again with the resources. So a desire for long-term security, a fear of change is what that normally means. She does look fearful. She's protecting those pentacles. But she does have her eyes closed. So there's a level of intuition and trust that exists there. That is maybe showing her that she doesn't need to fear, right? She does desire long-term security, but she's outside of the community right now, right? Is it that she doesn't trust them, or is it that she just needed some time to go back? I think this card is telling us, you know what, when you have those days that maybe aren't so positive, maybe your outlook isn't so great, get away, get away and get back to yourself. Remember what you have, pay attention to it, protect what's inside of you. I think that's what this is saying, more so than the money part, is protect your resources. Your resources are all within you. What are your resources? Your resources are your beliefs, are your new way of thinking, are your, it's that vulnerability that we show to those that give us a safe place to do so, but know when it's safe to do it and when it's not. Be very mindful of that. Do not let people suck your energy. Do not get pulled into their negative worlds. Don't go down their rabbit holes, okay? Stay away from that. Stay away from it, and then behind that we'll have the Fool. Now it came out the way I picked up the deck. It should have come out upright, right? But the Fool, that's our fresh hope. That's our new beginnings and whatnot. When the Fool is in reverse, he's stuck. He's not sure. He's deciding to not decide. And actually, in this deck, he's a she. I just realized that. So this is like apathy. It's being unprepared. It's an absence of self. Spirit's warning you, this energy here that's coming up, it can go either way. Because literally, the Fool, if you want the Fool upright, know when to isolate, know when to remove yourself from a situation, know when to just leave it alone and just take care of yourself, and then you'll have your new level, you'll have your new beginning, and I love the sacred geometry in that. I've actually been really drawn to sacred geometry this week, and the web and the weave that we spin, right? Everything affects everything. And she, unlike the Fool in Rider-Waite looking forward, she's literally looking backwards. Like that's a level of being a fool, or the faith, or the hope that exists within her. That is, it's almost exacerbated with the way that she's about to fall off that cliff. And with the sacred geometry there, she knows the universe has her back. There's literally her back, right? Let's make sure we make this Fool an upright Fool and not a reversed Fool. All right, guys, so I'm gonna leave it there. Careful of what's coming. I love you guys, and we'll chat tomorrow.